Creating column setups. I click on View, Column Setup. By default, the program is pointing at the one that I'm currently using. There are two different ways I can create a brand new column setup. I can select an existing column view, and I can click Save As. This creates a copy of that column view that I can now name however I want, and I can modify the columns that are in that view. The other way of doing it, of course, is to click Add, give it a name. I'll call it My View for sake of argument today, and I can start out brand new without any columns in it at all. I changed the full access from me to public in case somebody else in the office might see this and find it of value to use or modify for their own purposes. I define the columns that are going to be in this column setup by clicking Add. The program reserves a column for me, and I put the value for that column by clicking on Insert Field. This gives me access to all of my basic fields and all of my user-defined fields. I strongly recommend that the first field that you should put in should be this one that's called Entry Type Icon. That will give you a visual cue as to whether you're looking at a company, an individual, or a contact. When I click OK, the program says, great, that's going to be the value of that column. Now I know I don't need as much space as that for it, so I'm going to give myself 6 characters, and instead of calling it Entry Type Icon, I'm just going to call it Type. The next field I'm going to add is going to be my company. So I insert the field value company, and click OK. In this case, I'm going to give myself 35 characters of room because by experience I found that that's pretty much what I need. I can't get by with just 15. The next field I'll add is going to be the first name. And that's because if I end up looking at an individual or a contact, I'm going to be looking at their name, not just the company name. 15 characters is usually sufficient. I'll click Add for my next field, insert the field, and as you might guess, that's going to be last name. There it is, last name. When I highlight it, the program says, this is the field you selected. Is that the one you want? If it is, I click OK. It's in place, and I will give this field a little more room in case it's needed. I keep doing this just by clicking Add, reserving a new column, clicking Insert Field, and accessing my basic fields and my user-defined fields until such time as I have all the fields in here that I'm interested in looking at. I finally click OK, and then I click Use Now so I can see what this new column setup is going to look like. It works. I'm pleased with the result that I see here. Now let's suppose sometime in the future I decide I really don't need this column setup anymore and I want to delete it. I go to View, Column Setup, highlight the one I want to get rid of, and press Delete. But the program tells me I can't delete it if I'm currently using it. I click OK. I select a different column setup. I click Use Now. When the program has resolved that, now I can go back to View, Column Setup, highlight the one I no longer need, press Delete, and the program will let me get rid of it. And then I click out of this by clicking Close, and I'm done. That's how easy it is to create column setups in Maximizer.